Ya está, ya ha empezado, ya ha empezado. ¿Era las 10? ¿Ya son las 10? Ah, Mino, ¿también eres fan de Harry Potter? Bueno, pues a chillar ahora. Bueno, a ver qué tal. Decidme cómo se escucha el audio, si lo subo o lo bajo.
Bien, ¿eh?
Lumos.
Lumos.
¡Alguien intenta matarnos a todos! ¡Alguien intenta matarnos a todos!
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Buah.
Tiene buena pinta, ¿eh?
Y la banda sonora pinta bestial, ¿eh?
Sí, pinta puta.
Súper épica.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed
Sí,
School
estoy
of Witchcraft and
Ancora.
Wizardry with a unique ability to
¿No
manipulate
tienes altavoz de la tele
ancient
puesto o
magic
algo?
hidden in the wizarding
Sí, pero lo tengo
world.
alejado.
You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Vale, personalización de personaje. Guay.
When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted
Sí,
into
son
one of the
pertenece,
4
claro.
Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates.
Pero
in
¿es
common.
aleatorio
You will then need to
o
attend
lo eliges
classes,
tú
and
el...?
you do have some catching up to do, as
No,
you were
guapo.
starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
Ah, hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Pinta brutal el juego, ¿eh?
Welcome to year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Ah, mira, como el...
Ah, los duelos, los
You may
Los
duelos.
duelos. Qué guay.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways,
Qué guapo, tío. Es una
as well as
porra.
challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able
Ya,
to
los elfos.
explore before.
Dime.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good fun. Once a
Nick casi decapitado.
headless hunter be right there. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic
¿Sale
group
Harry?
of talented witches and
No creo,
wizards
¿eh?
in class and while
Esto es-
completing side assignments.
Creo que es antes
as part of
de
the special curriculum.
todo lo de Harry
It's
Potter, ¿eh?
designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
Todo saldrá
Buah,
bueno.
a ver lo del Quidditch, tú. A ver cómo lo hacen.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master
Guapo,
through your
¿no?
schoolwork
Está muy
will
guapo.
soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion
Este
hold
me lo
any
compro
weight
día uno,
and
sin
if the
pensarlo.
safety
Esto día
of
uno.
Hogwarts
Yo esto me lo
lies
pillo
in
día uno.
balance.
I have
Pensarlo.
opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Los malos parece que van a ser los gnomos.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction.
Madre mía, cómo se ve.
Sí, espectacular, ¿eh? Yo creo que este también estaba por el 4, ¿no?
No lo sé, pero estamos viendo un directo. O sea, siempre se va a ver mejor.
Se va a ver mejor. Ya, mira. Yo creo que lo que hemos visto antes era la versión de Play 4 porque esto se ve aún mejor. Y esto es la de
guapo,
Play
tío.
5. ¿Has visto cómo se ve esto, tío? Una barbaridad, ¿eh? Es una barbaridad.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more.
Es que es como...
While some may
O sea,
attack
el concepto es
directly,
raro, porque es como un hack and slash, pero con magia. Al estilo con varitas. Es que es
Guapísimo.
con un montón de combos, con muchos hechizos,
Wow, qué pasada,
de protección, de derribo, de congelar,
Usa el entorno.
levitar, usar el entorno, un lazo.
Está guapísimo, tío, ¿eh?
Está muy guay. Se nota como súper satisfactorio, tío.
Tiene que dar gusto jugarlo, ¿eh?
Students who become particularly adept at
Qué pasada de
spellcasting will
juego,
find
tío.
many ways to
una
exploit
puta
their
pasada,
enemy's
¿eh?
weakness.
Dios, cómo se mueve, tío.
Mira,
¡Hasta luego!
le ha cogido la espada y se la ha lanzado.
Se la ha clavado, tío. Y el barril. Es una barbaridad este juego, ¿eh?
Esto es... va.
Roast
Una
with
gozada, tío.
incendio.
Se me
Es una
están rizando
guapardez.
las pestañas, Ancora. Se me
¿Cuál?
están rizando las- se me están
Esto
rizando
es increíble.
You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest
Y luego habrá invocaciones y todo.
Invoca relámpago. Y podrás invocar... ¿Te imaginas que invocas un dragón?
spells will let you define your combat
Imagínate.
style.
Es una barbaridad, ¿eh?
On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Auténtica bestialidad de juego, ¿eh? Fíjate que este año el game oficial va a estar disfrutado, ¿eh?
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
In addition to classes
Talentos y
and
habilidades.
spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite
O sea,
types of
como
magic.
de infiltración, como misiones de infiltración.
Loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Pociones, herbología y bestias.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay. You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies.
Mira la... ¿Cómo se llamaban?
In Beast class, you
Las
will learn
mandrágoras.
about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
Mira, está rascando.
is to
Ah,
remind
mira,
all of
Cuba.
you how to maneuver on a broomstick
Pasada, tío.
Qué pasada,
Learning and
tío.
mastering broomflight is highly recommended, so
O sea,
that you
como
may travel
el
around
como el
the world
Arceus.
more quickly.
Igual tendrás tu zona, porque esto es mundo abierto, no creo que sea.
Yo no sé si era mundo abierto o no, pero estamos viendo zonas muy amplias.
Muy amplias.
Yo creo que en el colegio vas y aprendes y luego por ahí vas y haces cosas.
Y lo haces, claro.
Porque mira.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily with humans.
Ya te digo yo que sí que puede ser que sea de mundo abierto.
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin.
We've been over this, boy. Hufflefigs cannot reverse a curse.
With a troubling family secret.
Nothing
¿Tú de qué casa eres?
Yo creo que soy Gryffindor.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between
la que me diga el
classes, and
sombrero.
regular gathering areas.
¿No? Efectivamente hay que elegir el sombrero.
Welcome to the room of requirement.
Yo tengo un poquito de Gryffindor porque soy muy pillo.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
Pero yo quiero saber ya la fecha.
Yo eso te voy a decir ahora, digo, que esté ya. O sea, ya es junio o abril.
Eso es tu búnker, o sea, tu habitación y te pones moviolas.
Since you want to catch up to your peers,
Sí.
the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants.
Bueno, estamos
brew
hablando de un
potions,
juego de
and
muchas
upgrade
horas,
your gear.
mira, de muchas horas Ancora.
A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it? Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
Puedes construirte una casa donde te apetezca, mira.
Mira.
Es una puta pasada,
Ya, puedes acariciar un gato. ¡Oh, un hipogrifo! ¡Dios! ¡No, un dragón!
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require.
Es impresionante,
From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear. But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village outskirts.
Impresionante este juego.
You must avoid them or defeat them.
Por favor, que pongan demo.
As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself.
Tienes puzzles alrededor de todo el juego. Misiones secundarias, mazmorras.
While others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent,
la metió en la maleta.
Sí. Claro, como en Animales Fantásticos, es como una Pokédex. ¿Te acuerdas en el minijuego de... O sea, en la Play 1? El Harry Potter, el primero. Había un minijuego de andar así haciendo...
Sí, pero no lo he jugado.
¿Que no has jugado primero Harry Potter? Júgatelo, tío.
Lo tengo y no lo he jugado. Lo tengo en la Play 1, tío.
Master Spells.
¿Tú no lo tienes? ¿El de Harry Potter?
El hipogrifo es que me flipa. Yo no lo tengo, pero yo lo jugué en la época.
Pues yo luego te lo regalo.
Estate quieto ahí.
Yo no lo juego, yo no lo quiero.
Da igual, tío, da igual. De hecho, mira, lo tengo en Game Boy Advance.
Ya, pues te lo cambio por algo.
Sí, me lo vas a cambiar, sí, por un... Sí.
¿Por un qué?
Por un hueco. Lo cambio. Fecha, una fecha. Holiday, bueno. A finales de año.
Eso es Navidades. Hostia, va a vender la Play 5.
¡Alguien intenta matarnos a todos! ¡Alguien intenta matarnos a
esa raíz.
todos!
Llegas justo al final del evento, tío.
Es un juego de Play 5. Es un juego de Play 5 este. Espérate, que no ha terminado, ¿no?
Ahora van a hablar un poco los desarrolladores y eso, ¿no? Lo entiendo.
Sí, sí, sí.
Bueno.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
¿20 años, ha dicho?
20. Claro, es que es el 20 aniversario de la saga. La de las películas.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those
Pero este chaval, ¿cuántos años tiene?
build a game out of it.
Mira la película.
The books, they all touched me in such a way that it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
Artes conceptuales del juego.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm
Ay, adiós, Ado.
everything we have for the books.
Gracias por pasarte.
And then
Han hecho el sueño de los fans de Harry Potter realidad.
from the movies that fans will recognize. Is really
La que
just
han intentado recrear lo máximo posible las ambientaciones de las películas al videojuego.
just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all of these elements that come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world,
Es mundo abierto.
we just knew it wasn't going to be enough.
RPG mundo abierto.
Pero si ya te lo he dicho yo, si con todos los lugares que salían y que salía por ahí volando con el...
Es que tú fíjate.
Es que tenía que ser un mundo abierto ahora. El castillo en el centro y el resto mundo abierto. En el castillo aprendes cosas y por ahí vas a explorar.
Mira, ahí ha salido la...
We're creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late
Otro Goti.
You are a new student
Otro.
who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and
¿No
Wizardry
crees que este juego sea
as a
Goti?
fifth year,
Yo creo
which
que
is
sí.
very
Directora narrativa.
unusual. So
Perfectamente.
already there's a bit of
Esto Goti, como que se lo puede llevar. Porque está Zelda a la vuelta de la esquina, si no también.
Bueno, esperemos que no se retrase.
Ya veremos. A ver Zelda qué pasa.
Y está el del Ring, Ancora, no lo
Y está el del Ring, yo no lo he jugado, pero me han dicho que está
But
bien.
now with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that, and then beyond, we would go into the films.
Además son como escenarios que se ven en todas las películas.
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. You know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wonder, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names. They'll recognize spells. They'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway. I recognize that classroom.
Yo estoy flipando.
Mostly, it's going to be an entirely new
Fíjate
Wizarding
cómo
world
hablan
that
con
no one's ever
emoción, ¿no?
experienced.
Que han hecho el juego con cariño y con mimo y se nota.
Hombre, se nota un huevo, tú. Sí.
Se nota ya, Mira cómo habla este pavo, o sea, está súper emocionado, ¿no lo ves en la cara? Está súper emocionado.
That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this
Tiene que haber de
castle.
secretos, tío. Necesitas un año entero, tío. Un año sabático para poder jugar. Me encantaría a mí tener un año sabático para jugar a esto, tío. Solo poner este juego Ancora, apagar el móvil y jugar.
Esto y encerrarte.
Y perderte,
Y perderte. Como el Elden Ring igual.
Exactamente, pedir tu Uber y jugar. Podéis fijarte en
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited.
Y hasta Navidades nada, tío.
Tenemos más juegos Ancora.
Sí, pero yo lo quiero ya.
Pues, fíjate, juegan del ring y así tú esperas.
Voy haciendo. Hostia, tío.
También puedes ser un mago.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play.
Te dicen, prueba la demo.
Me lo he dicho, te he dicho, a lo mejor hay demo.
Nah, no creo.
Pues nada, si hay demo no la vamos a gozar.
De aquí, hombre. Hombre.
Escúchame, eso es peor porque te va a dejar los dientes en la
Bueno. Locura máxima. Locura máxima.
Esto es impresionante.